in my possession two games that are similar enough to be lumped into the same review. SoulCalibur Legends and Dragon Blade Wraith of Fire. They're similar in the fact that they're both Wii exclusives, they have similar combat styles, and they only do an okay job of showcasing the Wii's hardware capabilities. So I'm going to divvy this up in an orderly fashion. First, SoulCalibur Legends.
I think it's a bit awkward that SoulCalibur is treated as one word. At the very least, shouldn't the C be capitalized? The box art completely cops out by making the title all caps. The story of SoulCalibur is eternally retold, so you have to excuse me if this explanation goes a bit long. Siegfried, a strapping young gentleman, is characterized by two things: awkward breathing patterns and the desire for absolute power. Like an idiot, he wields the evil sword Soul Edge, and in doing so, screws over the entire Earth. Yeah, he's a dick. In his journey to rid the Earth of evil, which he caused, he meets up with Mitsurugi, Astaroth, Taki, Sophitia, and Huge Tits. I mean Ivy. Don't get me wrong, they're nice to look at, but for Pete's sake, where are her nipples? On her side? I bet the joke's on us. She probably doesn't even have nipples. Just like Angelina Jolie. Alright, that's enough of this distraction.
Now, Dragon Blade Wraith of Fire.
Man, I have never heard such a generic title. We can look to the music industry and Rhapsody of Fire to see how played out this of formula is. And then of course there's ICP's first and second coming of the 6 Jokers card entitled The Wraith. And all those Wii games with Dragon in the title. And this is starting to sound like my No More Heroes review, so let's move on. It all started a really long time ago and I really don't want to go through all of this. Basically, a dragon gets encased in a sword, hence the name Dragon Blade. A young man named Dahl is called upon to wield the sword when his village is attacked. This is when his fiancée is killed and he is pissed. So basically he's a dangerous man with nothing to lose. Collateral damage, the Punisher, double team if it was put under a bullion operator. Damn it, I'm doing it again! With the power of the sword, he's going out on a journey to destroy the evil Dragon Kings and avenge his fiancée's death. This is the Shire, and this is Bag End. Probably the biggest disappointment to SoulCalibur fans is that this is a spin-off title, which means it plays nothing like the original. It is no longer a fighting game, it's a hack and slash. To perform attacks, we will look to twist its album cover, Most Tasteless. To do a vertical attack, swing the Wiimote up or down. To do a horizontal attack, swing the Wiimote left or right. To do a stab attack... come on, Twisted, don't fail me now. Oh, crap. Anyway, to do a forward attack, thrust the Wiimote forward. The developers try to mix up the incredibly repetitive nature of a hack and slash by letting you use power orbs or dash attacks. These attacks immediately reminded me of Nintendo's promotional videos.
At first, you think this dual action is pretty cool, but then you start getting into it.
I'll crush you! Not over yet!
And then you start to look like an idiot.
Dragon Blade has the same up, down, left, right, forward, lather, rinse, repeat action, but with a few cool points of its own. Chaining attacks together will increase your speed and strength. Plus, as you progress, the power of the Dragon Blade will increase to the point in which you have fiery extensions to your hands. And I gotta be frank with ya, the most satisfying part of this game is punching a monster in his scaly nutsack with a fiery fist over and over. Of course, there's no denying that these control schemes are just, all together now, waggle! Pizza. I'm tempted to say that SoulCalibur Legends has really good graphics, but that just means that the Wii has seriously lowered my standards. Compared to what's available for the Wii, SoulCalibur Legends looks really good. But in SoulCalibur 2, a last generation game, there are probably more polygons in Ivy's right boob than any model in this Wii game. To its credit, the cutscenes are really well done, and the motion is believable. Now's as good a time as any to mention that Lloyd Irving is in this game. Yes, the main character from Tales of Symphonia. What is he doing here? He doesn't even fit in. I know this isn't as shocking as Link in SoulCalibur, but still. I seem to recall that he wasn't as tall and Fry from Futurama didn't do his voiceover.
Siegfried! Iska!
I shouldn't really be complaining because he's probably the best character in this game. Isn't it funny that my favorite things about SoulCalibur have nothing to do with SoulCalibur? The graphics in Dragon Blade. Well, what is there to say? The game doesn't look all that great. The only thing special is probably the bump mapping on this boss. The music and sound in SoulCalibur Legends. I like it. The music and sounds in Dragon Blade. I like it. A lot, actually. Just listen to this kick-ass high-tension music. Considering the rest of the game's production quality, I expected the sounds to be about as cheesy as the Scorpion King. The most relevant complaint I have with SoulCalibur Legends is that the levels are used over and over, which means you cannot replay levels, which means you're going to be playing the same two characters over and over because the enemies are going to get harder, and those are the only two that have leveled up. Which means when you enter levels where your character selection is restricted, you're going to get pimp slapped. Shame on you, Namco! Here I'm supposed to be fighting ninjas. Who do they think I am, Chuck Norris? Sigh.
It's very hard for me to complain about Dragon Blade. I know firsthand that making games is a very difficult task, and it's evident that this was a low-budget project, but very little can forgive the complaint I have for it. There's an impossible boss in the middle of the game!
To effectively defend yourself against this boss, you have to predict the random nature of flying rocks. And the only way I know how to do that would be to open up my Wii and hook up LEDs to the CPU. I'm not so good with hardware, so I opted to not do that. Even without that in mind, of these two games, I'd recommend SoulCalibur Legends because it has a better presentation. But screw it, if these games were a pack of waterfowl, they'd be a waggle of gooses. If Jim Henson produced it, it'd be Waggle Rock. If you ate it for breakfast, it'd be a waggle, the both wagrific wagfest of wagtastic proportions. Some of you might want to ask me, why does The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess get a free pass on this? I'll tell you why. Not all swordplay in Twilight Princess is done with motion, thank God. And what is done with motions is quick and responsive. Very few things piss me off more than lag in my wag. Might as well try out multiplayer while I'm at it.
For this multiplayer game, I invited my friend Alyssa.
Hi.
So, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Okay.
Let's just see if it comes close to the caliber of the old games.
I don't think I'm doing so well.
Oh, just flail your arms like you're directing traffic.
I'm kicking your ass now.
Oh, that's a nice shirt.
Oh, thanks. I got it at sale at Macy's.
Oh.
Now that I thought about it, the single player in SoulCalibur Legends can actually pass for multiplayer. I think I have time for one more review. Call of Duty 4 on the DS. This is Call of Duty 4. I don't know if you can see it. It's a pretty good game, and I'm playing this one mission, and who killed me?
Haha! Pwned!
Hey, I'm trying to do a review here.
This is Mordor, and this is Mount Doom, and here's Samwise Gamgee crying for half of the movie for Wii TV.